All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, my voice is gone. It's actually coming back. So, this is My FXBuddies, the podcast, and it is Tuesday, February 20th. I've been gone way too long. So much has happened. So, I'm just going to try to cram in as much as I can. Um, if you're a regular listener, you know all the stuff. Anywhere you want to find this information, it's just internet search My FXBuddies. But the blog has everything. It'll have the video, it has all the articles in full. And yeah, so I not only was my voice gone, but it rained again. And for some reason, the internet here does not like when it rains. But so I have to do this now while the internet's working. Prayerfully, I'll be able to upload it. And let's see, myfxbuddies.blogspot.com is how you can find the blog, or wherever you're listening or watching. There should be a link in the description or more or whatever box, whatever they call it. Click there. If there's a subscribe or join or follow button, click that. Because unfortunately, I think we're going to be here for a while. So, and you'll see why. Okay, so these are not in any order either. But I put this article here at the top because I wanted this picture. Isn't that neat? I love balloons. So, but this is Al-Sudani enjoys the highest popular support since 2012. And it should say as a prime minister. Oh, wait. So the title, the President of the Republic, Iraq has an opportunity to be one of the most advanced countries in the region. And it does. And that's actually a title of an article. Okay, so they did a poll, and polls can be skewed. This was a Gallup poll, but they wrote about it in Iraq's news, so you could read that if you like. It's kind of long too, and because just like with any country, I bet if they interviewed the moneyed people, the people who have money or even higher middle class, they probably are happy, right? But the middle class to lower income, I'm saying class, I should say income, forgive me. I bet you they wouldn't give the same answers, right? Okay, let's see. So yeah, let me see. Yeah, whatever. You can read that if you want. Let's see. So here's that article. He was talking to someone, I believe, from the Netherlands. Oh no, he was talking to the governor of Basra when he said he made that statement. But that statement could go, he could say that to anyone, right? Because it's the truth. They have everything they need to be one of the most advanced countries in the region. All the money that wants to come into them. Okay, one thing that Sudani and Barzani went to Germany, and I shouldn't do this. But I just want to talk about this really quick. So there is definitely a shift in the power that Sudani wields. Is that how you say it? Wields? I think it's wields. He's more in command. And let's see, there's even an article that says this. Here's one. Sudanese, which is Sudani, participation in the Munich conference, an advanced stage of the actual liberation of Iraq. How great is that, right? Because remember, we went over in 2003 to liberate them from Saddam Hussein. Here we are 20 years later, and they still are feeling not liberated, right? But Iraq's participation in this conference was successful by all standards. Sudani met with a whole bunch of people and left no room for any party to doubt with his seriousness about the necessity of expelling the American occupier. Ooh. So there was a lot, and it wasn't just us. Every person that represented a company that he met with, it was like, yeah, we want to do business with you, but you got to get your troops out. So let's see. All right. See, I knew I shouldn't have done this. But, oh, and also, he was very adamant about wanting to see this. It's a 4-letter word that starts with G and ends with A, right? They want to have more of a helping hand, I'll say, in that situation. Oh, so this might be it. This might be, oh no, that's something else. But it lists, he had like 22 meetings. Oh boy, did I not put it here? You'd think I would have. Yeah, here it is. Okay. I don't know why that title said that. Al-Sudani discusses with the U.S. Deputy Attorney General the file to recover stolen funds. And then it goes on to talk about the meetings that he had. He had 22 meetings. Look at all these people he met with, okay? And then also, look at this. Nephew Barzani, who's the president of the Kurdistan region, he was there also. But what's different about this time was he wasn't like just on the side. It was almost like he was just as popular as Sudani. He probably had just as many meetings. It was definitely different. And Sudani is really taking here. An American official returned from Baghdad. Sudani is currently in a better position and there are no negotiations with Iraq. There was a sharp disagreement between our president and the Pentagon, but I don't think that's worded right. But so you see, now I don't know if they're doing this on purpose, trying to make him more stately, more like he's in control of things, because he's going to need to be respected and have that authority if they do RV and start bringing in the investment money. So you can definitely see the difference, and I just want that noted. There's a shift. And then, almost on cue, like maybe I was thinking something on a whim, there's an article. It says 5th. Let me do Control F. Oh. Okay, it's still going. 5th. Oh no. Shoot. Oh well. It's pointing out that there is a difference in Sudani's time as prime minister. He has I'll say, deeper relationship with China and Russia than previous prime ministers did. Here it is. The Russian ambassador's vision, Iraq, and the chances of joining the BRICS group. So if you want to read this, it's on the blog for free. You just go there and you have to scroll down and you'll find it. But this was televised, and he is the ambassador. He's the Russian ambassador to Iraq. And he said Russia is ready to provide anything that Iraq needs. And I do not care about the American response on this issue. So not only that, they invited Iraq to join BRICS again. It's not the first time they've been invited, but as long as we have a say, we're probably not going to let them join. But so, clearly, and I don't know if this is a smart thing to think, but it's evident that Sudani feels he can push us out and bring Russia and China in to protect. China's already in so far, right? As far as we've let them in. They've done projects. They're ready to do more projects, right? So, yeah. So that is very interesting. And I did not want to skip that. Okay. So, it's 10 minutes. All right. So there's lots about the electronic payment and expanding it. But I wanted to point out, if you read this article, it says like 6 times without using cash, ending paper money. Here's another one, reducing the burden of cash masses. Reduce the economic degree of cash, right? And these are the times that I pointed it out. There's other times, and level of transactions away from the excessive use of cash. So if I'm a citizen and I'm seeing this, I'm like, I don't want to get away from cash, right? And that's why I don't believe they don't understand the electronic payment system. They understand it perfectly fine that they won't be able to use cash. And they don't want that. That's what I believe. But anyway, okay, so I wanted to point that out to you. This, oh no, there's an article about, here, of course, they still have articles about the oil and gas law, the Wealth Committee, okay, but I was going to say, I never heard of the Wealth Committee, but then when you read it, it's Oil, Gas, Natural Resources Committee. So yeah, I guess that would be a Wealth Committee, huh? The oil and gas law is not compatible with the ambitions of the producing governance. So some of the governance have more oil and other stuff in the ground than others. And they're saying the gas law that they're looking at right now was written in 2011 and it's obsolete. But who knows? But, they are, at least it's in the news. I like that the oil and gas law is still in the news. Let's see. Here's someone who's not in favor of the troops leaving. And what is he? He's for the Nujaba movement. So I believe he's part of parliament. He wants a truce. He says, we met with the Sudanese government and give him a truce, right? But America cannot leave Iraq. And then they have here, Khomeini asked not to interfere. So that tells me this Al-Nujaba is Iranian-backed if they're talking about Khomeini, because Khomeini is one of the people. And also see here. So there's lots of news that Ka'ani is the Quds force commander, right? And he, quote unquote, secretly goes into Iraq. He secretly goes there to have discussions. But guess what? There was an article about it in Fiji, the Fiji Times, okay? Iraqi armed groups dial down U.S. attacks on request of Iran commander. And there he is. I was like, Fiji is supposed to be a resort island. What are they doing following what's going on with Iraq and Iran? There's probably some people in Fiji holding Iraqi dinar. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. I just happened to stumble on that. I wanted to share that with you. I didn't put it in the blog because, okay. Let's see. Here is, if you remember a while back, the American embassy in Baghdad or to Baghdad urged citizens to go open bank accounts. Well, guess what? Now the U.S. Consulate General in Erbil, which is Kurdistan, encourages Kurdistan region citizens to open bank accounts. I thought that was interesting. So, see, even they're not getting as many people to come in and open accounts. They have to ask us to ask the people to go do that. I thought that was interesting. Okay, let's see. We're at 15 minutes. Already talked about that. And there's been some attempts to make bombings, but they've been thwarted, right? Maybe this is one. Okay, this was a really big deal in Iraq's news. It happened over the weekend. Iraq submits a request to host the 2025 Arab Summit in Baghdad. I don't know when it will be, but it would still be during Sudani's time, I believe, 2025. But this is great. That tells me they think they're big enough and bad enough to host this event. So even if we have to suffer through 2024 with no RV, I can't imagine that they would put in for this request for 2025 thinking they would still be at a program rate, still not have those laws passed that are going to protect investors and make them feel more comfortable to come into the country. So I was happy to see that. And it was on TV, it was on all the news sites. So they were pretty psyched about it also in Iraq. What's this? A foreign desire to participate in it. Parliamentary Finance reveals the importance of the Iraqi Fund for Development. Is this the one? One of these articles talks about 26 countries or companies, one of the two, that want to participate just in the development path, that road. 26 countries or companies just in one investment. That because it's huge. It's a huge project, right? But it's just saying there's a real desire on the part of various foreign parties as well as private sector entities to be a real partner in supporting many sectors, most notably various investments. And these will be dealt with this particular fund. And there's other funds, right? But so people, they want to come in. Here's an economic specialist currently working at the University of Baghdad, and he says Iraq's economic environment is qualified to attract international and Arab banks. So that's good. And then today, I think today, there was an article. They now have 30 Islamic banks, and they hope to have more. All right, let's see. This Iraq and Iran exchanged the remains of people who went missing during the war. What war? I don't know. But they're not always doing this, but they very often do this. And I'm like, how many remains of people do they have? But also, usually when they make this arrangement, there's been an agreement on something, and we don't know particularly what, but they handed over remains again. So something's been agreed upon. And that's my belief. Okay. So here, let's see, we talked about that and that. Okay. So here the World Bank came and was there and met with the Minister of Finance. The World Bank praises the steadfastness of the Iraqi economy in the face of global fluctuations. So I also get the feeling, if you read the article, you'll see the language is more towards Iraq being in the driver's seat when they have these meetings with the World Bank and the IMF. Also, I do believe that. But yeah, so that was that. Okay, we're doing good. We're at 20 minutes, and I think we're almost done. And I want to show you two things that are pretty interesting. Oh, no, okay. I already went over that one, and that one, and that one. We talked about that. And I think this article, if this one's from Baghdad, there's almost one exactly like it from Kurdistan. Also, now they're already putting the point of sale machines on the gas thingies. What are they called? The thing that has the gas hose. So when you go to the gas station and you pull up to that thing there, the machine, I don't know what you call it, but the machine that the hose goes in, and you pull it out, and that machine there, they're already on, I think, like 12 gas stations. They're having, it says, now you can get gas without human contact or something. So they've put it right, just like we have here, right? We have that here in America. They're trying it out in Iraq. Okay, this guy, you have to watch. He is so excited. He's the Japanese ambassador to, is he Kurdistan? Yeah, to the Kurdistan region. And he's speaking English, I think, first. He says, let me see. No, I better not do that. But I will have the video I'll have the video on the blog right here so you can watch it. It's very short. First he says something in Arabic, and then he says, I am very happy to be here. And all the Barzani, look, he says all the Barzani brothers were here. So what does that tell you? That's who runs Kurdistan, the Barzanis. But anyway, so you have to watch that. Like I said, I'll have the video will be there, but actually this is a note to myself. That's the link. But all right, we went over that. Let's see. We went over that, but let's see if I can. So I never did. Yes, I did. I found that article. Let's see. Active evidence. Yeah, that's boring. Okay, here's what I want to show you. So remember, they're supposed to not be dealing in dollars, right? Forces roam the streets of Najaf, that's a city or a governance, whatever, and review store records in search of dollar transactions. And I'm going to show you a bit of it because it's not a YouTube video. And so for those who are listening, here they are. There's 6 of these guys. And there's two camera people. But let me just show you. There they are. They're in the store. He's talking in Arabic. He'll go away in a minute. There they are in another store. See the camera guy back there? There's another store. They're getting ready here. They're splitting up and going, look, he's on that store's computer. Now I want you to see this one guy. It's not funny. That would freak me out. Look, okay, here he is. Look, he's rubbing his head. He's like, that's a universal sign. Uh-oh, right? When men rub their head like that. So it's not funny, right? It's not. I mean, I guess if they're not doing anything wrong, they shouldn't be scared. But that's how serious they are. They're doing that. So if you want to read the article, that's there. But so they went through markets, travel and tourism companies. It's listed here. So, and they're doing that because they want to support the dinar, right? But yeah, anyway, okay. So here, Sudani, and I don't know why this font is so big, and I did try to shrink it and it didn't work, but whatever. We received an official letter from the American Embassy implementing the withdrawal of international coalition forces. So I don't know if that's true, but he was saying it, and I'll talk on that a little bit more. We're almost done. Here's a guy saying 450 laws were withdrawn by the government from the House of Representatives. And why? For the purpose of amending them, but the government has not returned them. So I think that's good. I think that's good because we know they've repeatedly told us there's hundreds of laws just sitting there waiting, right, to move forward. And some of them are from 2007. So there would be things that needed to be amended so they could move forward. We already talked about that. There's Kaani. And I think in one of these articles, he even said that one time he was scared to leave. I, you know, maybe he was anxious about getting caught or maybe shot down. I don't know, but I thought that was interesting. Here is more forward movement in the digital era. They have the completion of the QR system. So they had some already, but now I have to be honest. I don't like the QR thing. I don't understand it. I don't trust it. I know what it is, but I just don't understand how it works. How can these funny looking squares, you take a picture or you scan it and then it takes you to a website? That blows my mind every time I think about it, even still. So they might have trouble understanding that, but they'll catch on. They'll catch on. All right. So we went over that. We went over that. And we went over that. So how we're going to wrap up. You could skip all of those articles, well, except the Japanese guy and the one about them going to the article, the markets. Sudani, now this is different. Every Tuesday, the Council of Ministers, see this right here? Every Tuesday, the Council of Ministers have a meeting. And then they put out their results of what they talked about, the decisions made, and then the spokesperson for Sudani gives a speech. Well, today, Sudani gave the speech, and it is chock full of details. And you should read it. It's at the very bottom of the blog. It talks about them combating corruption, how they're going to combat unemployment. He talks about why the budget's been delayed. Here he's talking about we've opened 8 hospitals, so projects that are done. Some of the meetings that he had. Here's more projects, roads and stuff. Oh yeah, they're supposed to be helping traffic. Just everything. It's very long. Look at this. We issued 900,000 smart cards in the protection network, which is the social, kind of like their welfare. They don't call it welfare. They call it social protection. So much. So for anyone who says, oh, nothing's going on in Iraq, point them to that. Point them to this article and tell them to read it. And if they still believe there's nothing going on, he even says the 2024 budget tables will be sent to the House of Representatives. He doesn't say when, but they will be, so they can adjust the tables. I think they're called, yeah, they're adjust tables and work on the salary scale. So that, if you read that, you would be caught up. He talks about, there was an article that came out that said Iraq was number 9 in resources, natural resources. He does a short little thing here. For the first time in the history of Iraq's oil wealth, blah, 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 blah. So this is excellent. This came out today, Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? Yes. So very good. Very, very good. Things are very good. Oh, but I will tell you, I have moved on to June. Oh, also, there was another thing. He's been, I didn't put it on the blog because I'm sure if you read Dinar's stuff, he met with our vice president. Sadani met with our vice president, and she invited him to come to the White House. But so then there's an article out saying, oh, you know what? I think it's here. I think I did put it here. Sadani's been invited to the White House twice, and he hasn't gone. But I did put it here. There's one, it says here, the events in G, starts with a G, ends with an A, disrupted the Sudanese visit to Washington. So, but I doubt that. I don't think he was coming anyway. But anyways, So yeah, so thank you. I'm gonna try to stick to 2 days because there's just so much stuff comes out, and I feel, not that I feel bad, but I just wish I could tell you everything because, oh, so June, Ramadan is happening possibly March 10th. They have to see the moon at a certain time and all that. So I think a little closer. Actually, it is pretty close. So, Sistani will say officially when Ramadan starts for Iraq because Turkey has theirs, Iran has theirs. Sometimes they start on the same day, sometimes they don't. Oh, great, it's raining. I better hurry up. So, they are not going to RV during Ramadan. Ramadan is 30 days. Then they have a 3-day holiday after that. So that would put us about the middle of April. And now they'll work. They'll still do work during Ramadan, but it's just not going to happen. It never does. So I forget why I'm skipping over May. But yeah, so I'm looking at June now. So do what you have to do. Don't depend on this for your livelihood because anything could happen, right? But also, anything could happen, and maybe they'll get it done before that. We have to be ready for both scenarios, right? So that's why I say accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills, right? And be thankful for every day that you wake up. Yeah. Lots of people don't wake up, right? Okay. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm just trying to help you understand things are happening over there, really good things, but it's just slow. So, and that's what I try to point out, all the good stuff that's happening. All right. So, thank you for listening. I had a couple of new subscribers. So thank you for that. But I am going to be focusing more on just directing everyone to the blog because of it's easier for me to say things. Rumble is a lot less. Well, anyway, I don't want to get into that. But anyway, so yes, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your morning, noon, night, whatever time frame you're enjoying this content. And until next time.